Welcome to today's topic on extensions and when to file. Taxpayers often wonder, what if I'm not ready to file my taxes by April 15th? Will I get audited if I file for an extension? Is there any benefit to extending, and more? We hope to answer these questions today and clarify the topic. As always, this webinar is for educational purposes and does not constitute advice. We recommend all students discuss their individual tax situation with us by scheduling a consultation. First off, let's reiterate what the deadlines are. For most of our clients, business returns are due March 15th and personal returns are due April 15th. If an extension is filed, you receive an additional 6 months to file your tax returns. Note that if any deadline falls on a weekend, it will be moved to the next Monday, hence why April 15th is sometimes April 17th. Also, if you're thinking, weren't partnerships due April 15th in prior years and they only received a 5-month extension? Well, you're right. And that was hard to remember, and a reason why Congress just recently changed the deadlines to bring them into alignment and make them even clearer. Other important dates include the day e-file opens, which is usually mid to late January. Although this is the earliest date a return can be filed, it's not necessarily the earliest date a return can be prepared. And for anyone who needs to send a 1099 or to contractors they paid at least $600 to, or for interest paid or rent paid to individuals, or money taken out for rollovers from a retirement plan, nearly all of these 1099s must be filed by February 1st. Lastly, many states follow these deadlines, but many others do not. Most often, if a state return has a deadline different than a federal return, it's later. But occasionally, especially for final year business returns, the states may have an earlier deadline, so it's important to consult with your preparer on what those deadlines are. As I mentioned before, mid to late January is when the IRS opens up for e-filing, which is the soonest you could file your taxes. But many students ask, when's the soonest I can prepare my taxes? Well, that depends on a situation. Technically, for businesses with no end-of-year activity, no income, no expenses, or no trades, you could schedule and start your tax preparation with us as early as December. This may apply to newly formed entities or to businesses which are closing down. Ask your preparer if you think you could prepare your business in December. December is a much slower month than March, so we're inclined to acquiesce your request. Just remember, this is only for businesses. In January, we could begin preparing returns for individuals who have a plain vanilla tax situation. Straightforward, nothing fancy. This means the standard deduction, trading only futures or forex, not stocks or options, and those with rental properties. This is because that information, those statements, are usually available as of the beginning of the year. I would also add W-2 employees who receive their W-2s early from their employer. This is often employees of companies which use a brand name payroll service like ADP or Paychex. If your employer's accountant handles the payroll, oftentimes you'll be waiting till the early February or late January for it to arrive. By February, most 1099s and W-2s have been sent out, and virtually everyone else should be ready to prepare and file their taxes. However, many stock and options brokers wait until March to send out 1099s, or they may send you a corrected 1099. Or if you know your situation requires a little more attention, or you know information won't be ready in time, these are all good reasons to wait until later to prepare your tax return. So when should you schedule your tax appointment? Whenever you believe you will have all the necessary info to prepare your return. If you fall into one of the categories shown before, no end of year activity, plain vanilla simple return, or your tax return is not very complex and you should have all your documents in February, then try to schedule as early as possible. Why not? The longest wait times of our busy season happens in March and April. We try our best every year to prepare your returns quickly, but we're in no rush to sacrifice quality. So if you know you'll need extra time to gather missing documents, add up all your receipts, or track down missing info, that's okay. Life is stressful enough without trying to get a call back before the deadline from your former employer who sent your W-2 to the wrong address. So consider planning in advance to extend your return. If you call us during tax season and let us know you're still gathering missing documents, we may also suggest extending your return. No, we're not sending you to the back of the line as a punishment. We want to do what's best for you. Take the stress off. We know we don't get our best thinking done under the gun, and we don't expect you to either. We do our best to prevent mistakes. We do this through continuing education, hiring highly qualified professionals, using top-of-the-line tax software, and quality reviews. Nevertheless, Studies show human errors are more common when rushed, stressed, or pressured. The same goes for you. Every year, I inevitably hear from some clients, I forgot to claim this, or I was considering if this would save me taxes, but I just wanted to file on time. Don't let a deadline sacrifice quality or cost you more in taxes. Ultimately, everyone's situation is different, and there are many reasons either to file early or extend. Let your preparer know what your thoughts are. We want to do what's best for you.